Hey, what's up, guys? Friday here. This is going to be a two-part series talking about number one. We're going to explain the map and how the map works, how dungeons, portals, bosses are spawned on the map, and then we're going to have a separate video that's all about just locating portals, purely portal hunting. Yeah, but it's the first part is kind of needed for the second part. So we're gonna do the portal part second. For the first part, we're just gonna just basically talk about the map. So I've been really wanting to release something about how to find portals, understanding the map. It's I've been playing the game since like a couple days after it came out, and I just now have figured out through the help of my good friend Trendkill. I'm gonna have him linked down in the description below because majority of this was taught to me by him, and he realized it by himself because he's a very mathematical guy. I'm not. I had heard rumblings about it, and he confirmed it, and he basically made me understand it in detail how the whole system works. So let's get to it. So let's look this way because I want you guys to see kind of things come into place. So here's the map, and this is my home biome. And if you look at it like that, it's like there's whatever. There's a bunch of shit everywhere. But he actually shared screens with me. He's like, all right, now left click the mouse, and go up, so you're completely flat. And he's like, now point it one direction, straight one direction. What doesn't matter whether south, north, east, or west. Try to get it, and he's like, then start zooming in, and he's like, you'll start seeing it. So let's zoom in, and you can kind of start seeing things come into place a little bit. But it's when we get to about right. Let me see, right here is when it really says, oh wow, look at that. This thing is kind of making sense. Everything's in a grid. So basically, dungeons, which are these, portals, which you can't see. I'll show you where a portal is on my map, and boss encounters, which are just basically these, which can be either in a dungeon or they can be a random troll, or I think they're called Saranoths. They look like giant Godzilla-like creatures, that you have to kill. They're just boss creatures. So any one of these grid points can be one, a dungeon, two, a random boss, like world boss just standing there in the middle of a field, or three, actually four things. Three, a portal, and four, nothing. So it could be a dungeon, a random boss, a portal, or absolutely nothing. Those are the four possible things that can spawn in one of these grid points. Now, when I say spawn, the spawning is just that initial time when you make a seed. So when you create a world, or you enter in a random number for a server, that very first time you load into it, the seeds are already basically created based off the number. I'm sure like whatever the number is, there's like an algorithm, like it already knows what it's going to load out for the most part. But that very first time is when you actually, spawn those things, and they never change. So when you load in that very first time, all these different grid points are spawned, and they don't change ever, and you can easily explore them to find out what they are with the grid system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay the picture of the grid, of this map into the grid, so you guys can really understand it and see it. Okay? Now, I'm going to have to do that in post, but I'll try to make it look nice. So all I did here was basically I got myself on the map here. I got myself zoomed in to where I could see just this particular biome I'm in, and I could see the grid lines pretty well myself. As you can see right here, me scrolling around with the mouse, you can clearly see the grid lines of just how the names are. Left and right. Just go with the directions of the compass. East, west, south, and north. Up and down, and left and right. You have perfect lines. within the grid line, like the 0 line of the grid. I'm also going to drop in some. I have a couple of things I will drop in photos that are and links. I'll have links to everything in the description that show how the grid looks in like a better format. But these grid lines are they're not exactly perfect, but like along the 0 line, like anything has like a 4 block radius to actually spawn. So I'll try to zoom in on a spot and show you what I'm talking about. So let's just go where I'm at here. So these are blocks, right? So when I say like a 4 block radius, so say this is the grid line here, right here I'm mousing over. Anything that spawns on this grid line can spawn within a 4 block radius. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, everything won't necessarily be along this line, but it will be within like this range here. You know, you'll find it when you're searching along a grid line, and as long as you're uncovering 4 blocks as you're traveling, you're going to find whether something's on the grid line or it's not there. And trust me, as you can see on mine, I have a lot of stuff that's not there. Like, and some of this stuff didn't save, but I fully explored my map. It's not really showing. I was all over here. It's weird. Sometimes it's weird how it saves your progress. Obviously, all this stuff here, all the light blue is where I've traveled. And then if you look into some of the darker blue, this is traveled, but not exactly. I didn't fly directly over this part, but this is technically uncovered. Like if there was like a castle here or something, I would see it. Just let me see. Where's a castle? Where's a palace? I know I have a palace. Ruins. Yeah, let's go over this. See, because when you go around, usually you're zoomed in pretty good. Usually, yeah, you can usually make out what these things look like. Usually they're pretty big on the map. That's not a good example. But anyways, if you'll be uncovering more than 4 squares most of the time when you're cruising around trying to find this stuff. So I'm gonna have to be really careful in post with editing all this, but I will. Yeah, so that's basically it, guys. What you need to do to explore properly, I'll try to show you now that we're back to the video stuff. I would recommend doing this with a ranger just because of your ability to actually travel like as fast as possible. So let me see. All right. So say we want to over here to the east of me, we have 2 grid points that are empty. So what I'm going to do with my ranger, I'm going to spin the map east because that's the way I want to head. All right? And we're going to head that way, and we're going to pass over these 2 grid points, which I'm 99% sure I've been over these, and they for whatever reason didn't say that I was over the map. So we're going to travel over this and see if we find anything. All right? Which I don't think we will. So I'm going to point that way. And here's why I say to do it with a ranger. All right? Because if you guys don't know, everyone can ride, obviously, which is, my riding's pretty high. It's at 25, which is 172%. We can even make that more right now. I'm going to go for 200%. Not quite there yet. So riding is generally normally faster than gliding, just for some reason. I don't know how it doesn't scale right, the gliding. But if you're a ranger, I've done a video about this. You can power glide. So you regular gliding looks like this for me, which is it's kind of fast. Let's see, I'll give a better example of it. Yeah, we're cruising kind of fast. Whatever. Rangers can power glide with their retreat skill, which, like I said, I'll link this video in the description as well. So you point yourself the way you want to go. So we want to point east, and the easiest way to launch yourself is spin the camera so you're looking at the face of your character, and you're going to jump and hit your 2 skill, retreat. All right, so jump 2, and you're gliding super fast, going really fast. You can use all your stamina up to the very last bit, and you're going to go so high you'll be up in the clouds. Fastest way to travel in the game right now. And when you are traveling, I'll show you another thing. Oh, I just crashed into a mountain. This comes into portal hunting. You want to go to your town and zoom in. Okay. Zoom in until the very first tick when you see the district names. What that's going to do is, as we're traveling now, we're zoomed in pretty far, but if we do pass over a portal, you can't see them on the map. So you can see them a lot easier when you're looking at the actual world, but on the map you can't fucking see them. But what you will see is, like, if you have a portal pop up in any of this entire region here, the name will pop up, which I'll show you in my portal video. But so I recommend you travel mainly like this with the map open, so you can see a portal if you're coming up on one. So make sure you're going east. Open up your map, and this is how I cruise. I'm gonna raise my altitude as high as I can. All right, and now this is how you search your grid. Oh, okay. I did not discover that yet. Wow, way to go, fried egg. Well, this is good for the video. So, Catacombs of Haruno. I'm gonna go and see what that is. I feel like a chump that I did not discover this yet. So that could have been a portal, a dungeon, or a random world boss. In our case, it happened to be a dungeon. So I'm curious to see what it is. Everyone should explore their home biome. It is your home biome. It's the easiest one for you to look around. But you should explore it because it's when you share your seed with people, your home biome is the first place you're going to be able to go to. So it's good to know what you have here. So this is a decent dungeon. This is an undead +3 dungeon. Undead really has no bearing, but +3 means it's going to drop some decent loot. And we'll see what power level it is by killing this pack of mobs. And this is another good thing to note. Power level kind of helps dictate the level you should be when you come here to grind and get some experience, get some loot. Let me see what we got here. We got power level 63. So that probably puts you around like level, I don't know, maybe like the 50s, 60s. It's a mid-level dungeon. It's not a +4, but it's decent. Anything +3 or +4 is where you want to be, but you know, +4 obviously is better. So we're gonna keep going east. Keep cruising east along this grid line. Make sure we're pointing the right way. This video is gonna be longer, but you know what? This stuff is important, and I want you guys to see it happening. So I don't care. I don't care. So we have one more grid spot to discover along this grid line, along our grid search. Pointing east, we're cruising, and we'll see what we see. Once again, I'm gonna get as much altitude as I can. Don't use up all your stamina doing this, because you will start spinning out of control and fall to the ground. There's not really any downside to doing it this way. Sometimes I'll crash into a mountain, but it's not a big deal. And I discovered Damitar Lake. So let's see what Damitar Lake is. Lakes are good because they have a lot of people like the spitters for pets. They are one of the best pets in the game. Whoa. I just did a little roundhouse kick and did not go flying. Way to go. Way to go, fried egg. And we'll see what power level this lake is and what level this stuff is. So we can know. So if we ever share our seed with people, we can say, yeah, there's a +3 or it's a +1 lake. So this is kind of shitty. This is really low level stuff. I killed it in one shot. Yeah, so this stuff's really, really low level. Let's see what power level the gear is. Okay, yeah, so this is, this is very, very low level stuff. Like teens, probably. Teens to 20s. But we discovered it. We can mark it down now. We know what it is. And we know it's not a portal. So the next thing we're going to do that's pretty much it. That is how you properly explore your map with the grid system. I hope this explained it. The next thing we're going to go talk about is, in the next video, I'm going to have the video linked here. I'm going to try to drop the video into the video. Do a fancy video link. And yeah, we're going to talk about how to find portals using this method. Oh, get the fuck out of here, crab. Let's climb up here so nothing aggro's on us. I have found, using this, I found 2 portals, and they're both stupidly close to each other, which makes me sick. And they are around here. So here's what we're gonna do. Actually, let's go. Let me go to my town. All right, this is just for reference, so I can see the name pop up. Don't hate, guys. Don't hate. All right, and where is Asdar Lake? There it is. So, and by the way, when you click middle mouse like this is how you drag around. I'm gonna like annotate that in the beginning of the video, or just say it. Probably just say it in text. So when you middle mouse click, that's how you drag around the map. It's very helpful. And there's my first portal I found. Getting attacked again. So see how I can see it? If I zoom out, it's gonna disappear. If I zoom in, boom. So make sure you're zoomed in. That's how I found these, by just cruising over. There should be another one over here. Where is it? Portal of Ruma? I know I found two. Well, I will show you exactly where both of them are in the portal video. Doesn't really matter where they are now, but yeah, at least I got to show you that the being zoomed in is very essential. I can even, if I zoom out a little bit there, it goes away, but if I zoom in, boom. And actually seeing it on the map, I mean, dude, look at that. How are you, really, bro? Like, no, 4 rocks. You see rocks everywhere. That's not, it's no good. So yeah, the link to the portal video will be over here somewhere on the left. I know this was long-winded, but yeah, I hope this video helps. Everyone should definitely your home biome, explore it this way, uncover everything so you know it when you give your seed out, you have it well documented what's where. And then this is when you go to a new biome that you like. This is how you explore it. You just follow the grid lines and uncover everything possible, and that's how you found portals, and that's how you find. Let me see, where I want to show you guys. Like this, I found this place. I didn't even know this was here. This is right close to my town. This place right here is it's a +4 dungeon that drops 100 plus or 100 up to 100 power level loot regularly. Like, so the best loot in the game, and it's right by my hometown by a couple grids, by 2 grid spots. I mean, you could travel there in less than 5 minutes. So explore your biomes, find out where all the good spots are on your seeds. And yeah, find portals, and hope this helped you guys. Oh, my rambling. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.